So right, this is part two, and in part two, we're going in here to look at the match in a much more tactical form. Now, I think for Chelsea, again, you already know what the setup will be, but I think always whenever Chelsea have played this season under Conte, the big question has been Titch or Kant or Kant and Rigas. I want to Cesc because I think Chelsea should have enough confidence that they have a better midfield than Arsenal. So therefore, they don't need Kante and Titch in there. And Fabregas gives you much more in attack. And I think what Chelsea should do is that they should really be in attack mode and look for Fabregas to really break from midfield and really try to deliver those balls to either a Pedro, a Willian, an Eden Hazard, or a flipping Diego Costa. So I think in this kind of game, what I want to see for Chelsea do is really play with a lot of energy. I think, they don't need to really maintain or keep possession of the ball. I think what they should keep on doing is, get Hazard involved in the game and for Hazard, carry the ball, go move in, move out, and really try to really beat your men. Because again, how you start a game really sets the tone. And I think for Chelsea, because they are the stronger team, even if they start badly, or even if they go a goal behind, 100% they can get back in the game. So that doesn't really bother me. So, but I would just say, if I was Conte, I would say, we're stronger than these guys mentally and physically. We're the better team. So let's start well. Let's try and get an early goal and let's try and put them under some serious pressure, because if we're going to get an early goal, we will really rip away the confidence from these guys. So you're looking at Arsenal now. Again, just heard that, okay, he's going to drop check. Ospina is going to be in goal. Welbeck has to start. Giroud is... No, Giroud, I don't want this guy in this game. Okay, Giroud, the guy now. Okay, sorry. I'm not sure that the guy actually understands how to play the sport or for football. That's just me. Welbeck has to start because I think Welbeck has better movement and can create a lot more trouble than what Giroud can do. And I think Welbeck has more to his game with the ball at his feet. So, again, I think what will be important really is the Ozil Sanchez 1-2 punch. I think they will be very crucial, and I think how they can really try to fashion chances will be very important. But for Arsenal, I think they need a midfield presence. And if they don't have a midfield presence, they need to know how to really recycle the ball very quickly. Because again, with under Wenger, which has been the criticism of Wenger, is that Arsenal only play one way and they have their plan A, which is that they always play with the ball, moving the ball forward, always like us to move forward, and the same kind of passing style. So with that being said, and having that knowledge, I do feel that for Arsenal, they need to really work harder than Chelsea, because they're the weaker team. Chelsea are the champions. Chelsea have played better throughout the whole season. And also remember, you're playing against a Chelsea team that even if they play badly, they can still win. And that is such a dangerous team to play, because again, you look at the FA Cup semi, Tottenham, you would argue, were the better team, but who won? And that's all that matters. This is a results business. So for Arsenal, they have to be ruthless. And I do feel that, hence why I just think that Welbeck is the better fit, because Arsenal kind of vary the kind of balls that they put in and say, okay, let's try a through ball, let's use speed. Let's go out wide. Let's put in a cross, because Welbeck can be dangerous both from the cross and from the through ball as well. But again, Sanchez is going to be very crucial. It's going to be very important. I think the more and more they get him on the ball, the better it will be. But not only that, when you have your vital player, the mistake you make is just give him the ball. But giving him the ball in his own half, or with two men around him, or with a one-on-one against a good defender, is not really conducive. That's why for Arsenal players, they have to try and actually play better and try and move forward with the ball, create space, beat a man, and give Sanchez the ball in space. Because if Sanchez has the ball in space, that means he has less work to do and can be far more dangerous for Arsenal. But the same goes for Hazard. I think for Hazard, he's a guy, he can still work in tight spaces. But again, that's why I want Fabregas in the game. Because if you put in a Fabregas in the game, he can break from midfield, carry with the ball, draw men in. Hazard can then create space, and then if Hazard is in space, he will be so flipping deadly, because this boy can dribble your damn face off. And again, I like this game because we're not going to see the Hazard and Sanchez face off again, because I always like to see who really goes up on top. I've always said that Sanchez is the better guy, but Hazard has been balling this season. And again, you look at defensively, I don't know how much issues Arsenal can cause this back three, who have somehow found a way to really ride through. But again, I keep on saying that, for Welbeck, get on Cahill, for Arsenal, stretch these guys. And I think for Arsenal, if they're smart, look at how Tottenham beat them. Crosses from deep. Because I think this back three, especially Cahill, they find it very hard to cope with those crosses from deep. But then you need a good crosser. This is where a guy like Sanchez is very good, because Sanchez, he can cut in on his right, put it across from deep, and I think Welbeck is the far better guy. Welbeck or a Ramsey, but especially Welbeck is the better guy that can really latch onto that header. But for Chelsea, again, this is why I said they should really put a lot of pressure on Arsenal, because that Arsenal defense isn't the strongest defense. So for Costa, obviously you know what Costa will do. It's about him holding up the ball. But for Costa also to hold up the ball, bring in those guys. So I would really start with a Willian. Because I think for Willian, I would just say to him, Willian, man, get out wide and really stretch the play. Stretch the play and really try and move the Arsenal guys out of their soak to create enough space for Hazard to go through, and for Fabregas. I keep on going back to Fabregas because I think he could be the most crucial person in this game, because I think he's the kind of guy that if the game becomes tight because it's the final, he can unlock. He can make that critical, crucial pass. He can be the guy that really finds that extra space, that extra that really changes the game on its head. So, with that being said, for a long while, I said Arsenal would win this, because my thing was that, okay, they'll fail to make top four because they lost me cash, and they'll win the FA Cup. But I've been playing out the scenarios to me, and I just don't know how Arsenal win this. I just don't know how Arsenal wins because of how well Chelsea have finished, how I feel they probably won this more than Arsenal. It would probably mean more for Chelsea and their dominance and their psychology coming into next season than for Arsenal. I'm going to go with 2-0 to Chelsea. Shocking, shocking, because people will say Arsenal will score, but hold up. I'm going to go with 2-0 to. I'm going to say that I think Chelsea will just beat them. I think Chelsea will just be the much better team. I think it will start off close and everything, but I think Chelsea's quality and just their better game management, especially Conte's game management, I just think will be far better. So I'm going to go with Chelsea. Pretty much a routine 2-0 victory. I will be flip smacked. Okay, I will be pimp slacked if Arsenal managed to win. White suits. Peace.